हेलो फ्रेंड्स मु रंजीत इंडियन इकोनॉमी एंड पॉलिटी ये हला पार्ट नंबर 2 जो माने 1 देखि नांती से माने देखि नियंतु इंपोर्टेंट रहइबो आपनको समस्त एग्जाम्स पई। तो चलंतु देर न करी स्टार्ट करिवा मैराथन वीडियो। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, हु अमंग द फॉलोइंग वाज द प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया व्हेन द 10 फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज वर एडेड टू द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया। सेतले पीएम के थिले जेतले फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज ऐड कराला। तो यार करेक्ट आंसर हबो इंदिरा गांधी। द टर्म integrity was added to the preamble of the Indian Constitution through the केते नंबर अमेंडमेंट एक्ट रे इंटीग्रिटी वर्ड को इंसर्ट कराला। तार करेक्ट आंसर हबो 42nd कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट 1976। Which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution contains the definition of ग्राम सभा? ग्राम सभा विषय रे कोठी मेंशन करा जाईची। तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो 243 आर्टिकल 243 ग्राम सभा। Which was the last language that was given the status of classical language in India? ये हो जामरो ओडिया। The term paper gold refers to special drawing rights of IMF, International Money Fund। ठीक अछि, International Monetary Fund। IMF रो हेडक्वार्टर कोडी अछि? कमेंट बॉक्स रे कमेंट करके जणेबे। इंटरनेशनल मॉनेटरी फंड रो हाउ मेनी जॉइंट सिटिंग ऑफ द बोथ द हाउसेस ऑफ इंडियन पार्लियामेंट हैव बीन कन्वेन्ड सो फार? केते थरो जॉइंट सिटिंग हेची ए पर्यंत टिल नाउ? तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो 3 थरो हेची टोटल। व्हाट इज द एक्सपेंशन ऑफ PIL, ए टर्म रिलेटेड टू जुडिशियरी? PIL रो फुल फॉर्म कोन? Public interest litigation। Who among the following is directly elected by the people of India? Directly elected by people of India, vice president तो नुह, राज्यसभा मेंबर भी नुह, प्रेसिडेंट भी नुह, तो रिमेनिंग वन होची इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स ऑफ लोकसभा। Who is the highest law officer of India? Highest law officer of India किए? तो करेक्ट आंसर अब Attorney General of India, highest law officer of India। The Indian Forest Service, one of the 3 All India services, was constituted in the year? Indian Forest Service केबे constituted हला? तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो 1966। Who is the youngest president of India? ये क्वेश्चन हम फ्यूचर रे भी पिला माने सब पढिबे। तार करेक्ट आंसर हबो द्रौपदी मुर्मू। The concept of directive principle of state policy in the Indian Constitution was borrowed from the को constitution रो DPSP को बोरो करा जाईची। तो यार करेक्ट आंसर हबो आयरिश कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। Who was the chairman of the National Commission to review the working of the Constitution that was set off in the year 2000? Chairman के थिले? Who was the chairman of the National Commission to review the working of the Constitution that was set up in the year 2000? तार करेक्ट आंसर हबो MN वेंकटाचलिया। ठीक अछि। Who has the authority to remove the chairman of the Union Public Service Commission? UPSC रो चेयरमैन को रिमूव करिया पई एई अथॉरिटीटा कहा पाकरे अछि? प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया पाकरे अछि। Which schedule was added to the Indian Constitution by the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act? क्यों शेड्यूल को ऐड कराला 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act रे? तो यार करेक्ट आंसर हबो 11th schedule। करेक्ट आंसर विल बी 11th schedule। Where is the headquarters of Security Exchange Board of India SEBI located? Mumbai। Which is India's first credit rating agency? CRISIL हम इंडिया रो प्रथम क्रेडिट रेटिंग एजेंसी। यार फुल फॉर्म होची क्रेडिट रेटिंग इंफॉर्मेशन सर्विसेज ऑफ इंडिया लिमिटेड। Who is the chairman of the 15th Finance Commission of India? 15th Finance Commission of India रो चेयरमैन किए? तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो NK सिंह। करेक्ट आंसर विल बी NK सिंह। Finance Commission, 15th Finance Commission, NK Singh। Which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution deals with annual financial statement of Union of India? Annual financial statement 112। ठीक अछि 112। Who was the first deputy speaker of Lok Sabha? Lok Sabha रो फर्स्ट डेप्यूटी स्पीकर के थिले? तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो M अनंत शयनम Iyengar. M. Ananthasayanam Iyengar. Under which article of the Indian Constitution the Parliament may create or abolish Legislative Council in the state? The Parliament may create or abolish Legislative Council in state. Article 169. Article 169. Who is the chairman of the Northern Zonal Council in India? Northern Zonal Council of in India. The chairman के the correct answer होगा Union Home Minister. Union Home Minister. All doubts and disputes arising out of or in connection with the election of a president of India shall be inquired into and decided by the Parliament of India, Attorney General of India, Prime Minister of India, Supreme Court of India. तो यार करेक्ट आंसर होगा सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया. ठीक अच्छे. Important question. How many judges of the Supreme Court of India have been removed or impeached so far? एपर्यंत केते जन को रिमूव करा जायछि किबा इम्पीच करा जायछि. तो करेक्ट आंसर होबो 0. Which among the following articles of the Indian Constitution empowered Parliament to constitute administrative tribunals both at center and state level for adjudication of matters related to recruitment and conditions of service of public servants? Their answer कौन होगा? Which among the following articles of the Indian Constitution empowered Parliament to constitute administrative tribunals both at center and state level for adjudication of matters related to recruitment and conditions of service of public servants? The correct answer is Article 323A. Article 323A. Article 323A. ठीक अछि. Next. Article 323A. Next. Who among the following headed the second Backward Classes Commission in India? Second Backward Classes Commission in India. की हेड करथिले? तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो बीपी मंडल. बीपी मंडल. Second Backward Classes Commission in India. BP Mandal. In which year the National Food Security Act was enacted by the Parliament of India? National Food Security Act केबे enacted हला by Parliament of India? तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो 2013. 2013. When did the Rajya Sabha meet for the first time? Rajya Sabha meet for the first time. केबे? तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो 1952. 1952. Rajya Sabha meet for the first time. How many times the national emergency has been declared in India so far? केते थरा national emergency declare करा जी इंडिया रे? तार करेक्ट आंसर हबो 3 थरा. करेक्ट आंसर हबो 3 थरा. All doubts and disputes arising out of or in connection with the election of a vice president of India shall be inquired into and decided by the. या पूर्व क्वेश्चन रहथिला प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया. ए जगह क्वेश्चन अछि वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया. कहा द्वारा डिसाइड हबो? तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो सेम सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया. प्रेसिडेंट क्षेत्र रे मध्ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट क्षेत्र रे मध्ये सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया. Which high court has a jurisdiction over the union territory of Puducherry? Madras, Karnataka, High Court of Kerala, High Court of Andhra Pradesh. The correct answer habo Madras High Court. जार jurisdiction power Madras upre Puducherry upre madhya achi. Which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution defines money bill? 110. Money bill hoji 110. Repeatedly देखंतु वीडियो सब मैं गारंटी दोची एग्जाम्स रे निश्चित ही क्वेश्चंस आसीबो देखियो मिलिबो. Who among the following is indirectly elected by the people of India? Indirectly elected by the people of India. तो करेक्ट आंसर कोन हबो? राज्यसभा. ताले डायरेक्टली इलेक्ट कोटा लोकसभा. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन थिला लोकसभा. ग्राम पंचायत रो मेंबर ताबरे स्टेट लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली रो मेंबर सेमान सब डायरेक्टली इलेक्टेड बट राज्यसभा मेंबर indirectly. Who was the chairman of the Union Constitution Committee of the Constituent Assembly of India? Chairman के थिले? Union Constitution Committee of the Constituent Assembly of India. The correct answer was Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru. Which among the following organization is responsible for measuring the gross domestic product in India? GDP किए measure करे? The correct answer was NSO. National Statistical Office. When did the Constituent Assembly of India meet for the last time? Constituent Assembly of India meet for the last time 24th January 1950. 24th January 1950. In which year the Protection of Civil Rights Act was enacted in India? In which year the Protection of Civil Rights Act was enacted in India? The correct answer is 1955. Civil Rights Act 1955. ठीक अच्छी SBI रो फॉर्मेशन मध्य 1955. What is the maximum strength of the Rajya Sabha? Rajya Sabha रो maximum strength केते 250. 250. The concept of fundamental rights in Indian Constitution is borrowed from. Fundamental right कोठू बोरो करा जायछि तो करेक्ट आंसर है यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका. ठीक अछि यूएसए रो बोरो करा जायछि फंडामेंटल राइट्स. Which part of the Indian Constitution contains Article 51A? वो पार्ट रे 51A आर्टिकल मेंशन अछि कंटेन अछि तो करेक्ट आंसर है पार्ट 4A. पार्ट 4A. ठीक अछि. How many schedules have been added to the Indian Constitution through Constitutional Amendment Acts? केतेटा schedule add करा जायछि Constitutional Amendment Act द्वारा तो करेक्ट आंसर है चारिटा. प्रथम 8टा थिला तापर चारिटा ऐड कराला. Who among the following administers the oath of office to the Chief Justice of India? Chief Justice of India को किए शपथ ग्रहण कराए तो करेक्ट आंसर है President of India. The minimum amount to be remitted through RTGS is minimum amount केते remit करा जाय परिवो तो करेक्ट आंसर होची 2 lakhs. Minimum amount is 2 lakhs. Who among the following is the guardian of the rights and privileges of the Lok Sabha? तो लोक सभा रो सब किछि किए स्पीकर ऑफ लोक सभा. स्पीकर ऑफ लोक सभा. Who among the following is the first Comptroller and Auditor General of Independent India? Independent India रो फर्स्ट कैग किए तो करेक्ट आंसर है वी नरहरि राव. वी नरहरि राव. फर्स्ट कैग वी नरहरि राव. The original text of the Indian Constitution contains dash article. Originally केतेटा आर्टिकल इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन रे अछि तो करेक्ट आंसर है 395. 395. In which year did the tenure of the 16th Lok Sabha begin? 16th Lok Sabha begin. क्यों वर्ष तो यार करेक्ट आंसर है 2014. 2014 16th Lok Sabha begin. Who among the following administers oath of office to the Prime Minister of India? Prime Minister of India को शपथ ग्रहण किए कराए तो करेक्ट आंसर है President of India. सुप्रीम कोर्ट रो चीफ जज को मध्य President of India. Prime Minister को मध्य President of India. The concept of judicial review in the Constitution of India was borrowed from. Judicial review एई सिस्टम टाकू केउ देश रो बोरो करा जायछि तो करेक्ट आंसर है यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन रो. एथरु टिके संपूर्ण पड़ले फंडामेंटल राइट्स मध्य यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका रो बोरो करा जायतिला. The State Bank of India was nationalized in the year. क्यों वर्ष nationalized हला तो करेक्ट आंसर है 1955. In which year was the institution of High Court first established in India? Institution of High Court first established in India. क्यों वर्ष तो करेक्ट आंसर है 1862 रे. High Court 1862. What is the weightage of the vote of the central government in the GST Council? What is the weightage of the vote of the central government in the GST Council? The correct answer is 1/3 of the total votes. 1/3 of the total votes. Next, what is the quorum to constitute a meeting of the Lok Sabha including speaker? What is the quorum to constitute a meeting of the Lok Sabha including speaker? The correct answer is 55 Lok Sabha members. 55 Lok Sabha members including speaker. Which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution described India as a union of states, implying the indestructible nature of the Indian Union? The union of state को जारे mention होची article 1 रे. When did the Panchayat Raj institution gets a constitutional status in India? Panchayat Raj institution gets a constitutional status in India. The correct answer is 1993. Which among the following high courts has the jurisdiction over Andaman and Nicobar Islands? जेमती माड्रास हाईकोर्ट रो अछि पुडुचेरी उपरे सेमिति अंडमान एंड निकोबार आइलैंड रो तो निजरो किछि हाईकोर्ट नाही तो से मानकर डिस्प्यूट एटसेट्रा जहाँ भी केसेस को हाईकोर्ट रे देखिया को मिले तो करेक्ट आंसर हम कोलकाता हाईकोर्ट Which article of the Indian Constitution empowers the President to promulgate ordinances during the recess of Parliament? Promulgate ordinance यही पावरटा प्रेसिडेंट को क्यों आर्टिकल रे दिया जाइछि बोली मेंशन करा जाइछि तो करेक्ट आंसर हो 123 आर्टिकल 123 What is the period of second 5-year plan of India? Second 5-year plan of India. The correct answer is 1956 to 1961. 1956 to 1961. 56 ରୁ 61 ठीक अछि next who was the chairman of the drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly of India? Chairman के थिले drafting committee of the Constituent Assembly of India. तो correct answer है B.R. Ambedkar. Drafting committee रो B.R. Ambedkar. ठीक अछि Which of the following organization publishes the World Economic Outlook report twice a year? क्यों organization publish करे World Economic Outlook report twice a year? तो correct answer है International Monetary Fund. International Monetary Fund. Which of the following is a form of government that allows people to choose their rulers through voting system? ताको को टाइप रो गवर्नमेंट बोली कहबा जो थरे कि पीपल माने निजर रूलर को voting system द्वारा चूज करिवे तो यार करेक्ट आंसर होची डेमोक्रेसी दिस इज कॉल्ड डेमोक्रेसी सिंपल डेफिनेशन democracy is a form of government that allows people to choose their rulers through voting systems at present how many parliamentary constituencies are there in India parliamentary constituencies केतरा अछि बर्तमान सुधा तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो 543 Who among the following has the power to remove the chairperson or any other member of a state human rights commission? State human rights commission रो member किबा chairperson को remove करिवा रो power कहा पाखरे अछि तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो president of India. President of India. How many members of the Rajya Sabha are nominated by the President of India? केते जण राज्य सभा मेंबर प्रेसिडेंट कोठारो नॉमिनेट होंती तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो 12 जण ठीक अछि 12 Which schedule was added to the Indian Constitution by the 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1985? Which schedule was added to the Indian Constitution by the 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1985? तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो 10th schedule 10th schedule ठीक है सम पूर्वरु हमें पढ़ले 11th schedule एटा हेबे 10th schedule ठीक अछि Name the member of the Constituent Assembly of India who said Name the member of the Constituent Assembly of India who said the preamble to our constitution expresses what we had thought or dreamed so long. ये कहिथिले करेक्ट आंसर हबो सर अल्लाडी कृष्णस्वामी अय्यर अल्लाडी कृष्णस्वामी अय्यर Which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution deals with the right to freedom? Right to freedom विषय को आर्टिकल भीतर मेंशन करा जायछि तेरा करेक्ट आंसर हबो 14 टू सॉरी राइट टू इक्वालिटी होछि 14 टू 18 19 रु 22 होछि राइट टू फ्रीडम ठीक अछि राइट टू फ्रीडम हला आर्टिकल 19 टू 22 ठीक अछि राइट टू फ्रीडम 19 रु 22 When was the Constitution of India adopted by the Constituent Assembly of India? केबे अडॉप्ट कराला Constitution of India को तो करेक्ट आंसर होछि नवंबर 26 1949 अडॉप्ट कराला क्वेश्चन रे लैंग्वेज देखिबे ए जारे पचारिछि अडॉप्ट केबे कराला 26 1994 क्लियर नेक्स्ट What was the period of fourth 5-year plan of India? ठीक है सम पूर्व क्वेश्चन थिला सेकंड 5-year plan जोटा कि थिला 1956 to 1961 पर्यंत एबे क्वेश्चन अछि फोर्थ 5-year plan तो करेक्ट आंसर होछि 1969 to 1974 ठीक अछि 1969 to 1974 Which of the following has the power to establish a joint public service commission for two or more states? का पाखरे से पावर अछि to establish a joint public service commission for two or more states the correct answer abo Parliament of India Here answer will be Parliament of India. ठीक अछि. Next, what is the full form of UPI in banking terminology? UPI रो full form कोन? Unified Payments Interface. Unified Payments Interface. Who is the head of the Union Council of Ministers in India? Who is the head of the Union Council of Ministers in India? The correct answer is Prime Minister of India. Prime Minister of India. Which state has the largest number of Rajya Sabha seats? Obviously Uttar Pradesh, due to highest population. The post of UN High Commissioner for Human Rights. The post of UN High Commissioner for Human Rights was established by the UN General Assembly in the year. The correct answer is 1993. 1993. ठीक अछि. Next. Who will preside over the first sitting of the newly elected Lok Sabha? किए preside करथिला first sitting of newly elected Lok Sabha रा माने करिवो. तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो प्रो टेम स्पीकर. प्रो टेम स्पीकर जेतले लोकसभा चलिबो सेतले तो स्पीकर ऑफ लोकसभा से अलगा कथा. जेतले न्यूली इलेक्ट हेतिबे लोकसभा मेंबर सब सेतले प्रो टेम स्पीकर जे कि प्रिसाइड करिवो. At present, how many fundamental duties are there in the Indian Constitution? 10टा तो अडॉप्ट करा जाइतला माने 10टा आना जाइतला तापर गोटे मिसा हला टोटल 11टा. ठीक अछि. फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज 11टा. In which year was the first Administrative Reforms Commission constituted by the Government of India? The first Administrative Reforms Commission constituted by the Government of India. The correct answer is 1966. ठीक अछि. All India Service. Which of the following acts introduced separate electorates for the Muslim community in British India? क्यों act द्वारा introduce हला separate electorates for Muslim community in British India? The correct answer होची Indian Council Act 1909. Minto second time. Surat splits. ये सब टाइम रहितला ना. Which among the following articles of the Indian Constitution deals with Finance Commission? Finance Commission regarding केउ article mention करा जायछि तो correct answer हबो 280. Finance Commission 280. Finance Commission 280. As per Reserve Bank of India guidelines, a non-performing asset (NPA) is a loan or advance for which the principal or the interest payment remained overdue for a period of more than dash in respect of a term loan. ओवरड्यू होगी रहे केते दिन पर्यंत? तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो 90 डेज रु अधिक. ठीक अछि. Who was the first president of independent of India? तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो राजेंद्र प्रसाद. करेक्ट आंसर विल बी राजेंद्र प्रसाद. एनईएफटी रो फुल फॉर्म कोन? इन पेमेंट ट्रांजैक्शन. एनईएफटी रो फुल फॉर्म कोन? National Electronic Funds Transfer. National Electronic Funds Transfer. How many members are there in the Election Commission of India excluding the Chief Election Commissioner? Chief Election Commissioner को छाड़ी कि केते जण इलेक्शन कमिशन थांती इंडिया रे? तो करेक्ट आंसर हो 2 जण थांती. हु इज एमिति भी क्वेश्चन आस पारे वर्तमान चीफ इलेक्शन कमिशनर की अछंती तापर ताको सहित एसोसिएटेड इलेक्शन कमिशनर बाकी 2 जण को ना को नेकी मते क्वेश्चन आस पारे तो सेति पय मने रखिबे. Who is the ex officio chairman of the councils of states in India? Council of States in India. The ex officio chairman की Vice President of India. Important question, tricky question. Ex officio chairman of the Council of States in India. The Vice President of India. Who is the chairman of the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs that directs and coordinates the governmental activities in the economic sphere? तो तार चेयरमैन किए? प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया. आउ थरे पढुची Who is the chairman of the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs that directs and coordinates the governmental activities in the economic sphere? Prime Minister of India. In India, the state legislative assemblies election are conducted by Lokayukta, State Election Commission, Lokpal, Election Commission of India. The state legislative assembly elections are conducted by Election Commission of India. ये जगह स्टेट मेंशन करा जाइछि बोली स्टेट इलेक्शन कमिशन करिवे नै. When was the Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act enacted by the Parliament of India? Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act केबे enacted हला? The correct answer हबो 1986. 1986. Which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution guarantees the equality of opportunity in matters of public employment? Public employment रे इक्वालिटी देखिया को मिलिबो ए विषय रे केउ आर्टिकल रे मेंशन करा जायछि. तो यार करेक्ट आंसर होछि आर्टिकल 16. आर्टिकल 16 ठीक अछि. नेक्स्ट. Who among the following administers oath of office to the Vice President of India? Who among the following administers oath of office to the Vice President of India? Vice President को शपथ ग्रहण किए कराए? President of India. एथर आमे जानले चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया को मध्य, प्राइम मिनिस्टर को मध्य एवं वाइस प्रेसिडेंट को मध्य. Which article of the Indian Constitution prohibits forced labor? Forced labor को prohibit केउ आर्टिकल रे मेंशन करा जायछि? तो करेक्ट आंसर हो आर्टिकल 23. ठीक अछि 23. जदि जारे ऑप्शन 23, 22, 24 एमती थांता मे भी कंफ्यूज किछि लोक होई पारंते. नेक्स्ट. For who among the following the salaries and allowances are charged on the consolidated fund of India? कहार सैलरी आउ अलाउंसेस दिया जाए कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया रो? प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया, अटॉर्नी जनरल ऑफ इंडिया, डेप्यूटी स्पीकर ऑफ लोकसभा, कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर्स. तो करेक्ट आंसर अब डेप्यूटी स्पीकर ऑफ लोकसभा कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया रो दिया जाए. Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. Fundamental duties are enshrined in which of the following parts of Indian Constitution? Fundamental duties कोठी अछि? तो करेक्ट आंसर हबो पार्ट 4A. Part 4A. At present, how many high courts are there in India? All we know 25. Which among the following identifies the domestic systematically important banks in India? Domestic systemically important banks in India. The correct answer is Reserve Bank of India. Correct answer will be Reserve Bank of India. Which of the following is established under the RTI Act 2005? Which of the following is established under the RTI Act 2005? The correct answer was Central Information Commission. Central Information Commission, RTI Act 2005. Who was the chairman of the first Finance Commission of India? Chairman के थिले First Finance Commission of India रा. The correct answer was KC Neoji. KC Neoji. Finance Commission KC Neoji. Which schedule of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 contains a list of animals designated vermin? Which schedule of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 contains a list of animals designated vermin? There correct answer होगा Schedule B. Schedule B. ठीक अछि. In India, the Cabinet Committee on Political Affairs is headed by. In India, a question मोदी थोड़ा already करि सारिछि. तो घोषिक तो एटा को मन रखिया पड़ियो. Which schedule? Schedule V. 5 number schedule of Wildlife Protection Act 1972 contains a list of animals designated vermin. In India, the Cabinet Committee on Political Affairs is headed by. Cabinet Committee on Political Affairs is headed by. The correct answer is Prime Minister of India. Prime Minister of India. Who appoints the presiding officers and the polling officers for Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies election in India? Who appoints the presiding officers and the polling officers for Lok Sabha and state legislative assembly election in India? Correct answer of district election officer. Correct answer of district election officer. ठीक है. Next, when did India declare itself a sovereign, democratic and republic state with the adoption of the constitution? तो यार correct answer हो जी January 26, 1950. ठीक है. समय पूर्व क्वेश्चन थिला constitution को adopt केबे करागला जोटा कि हम constitution day बोली ऑब्जर्व करछे 26 November 1949. ठीक है. समय पूर्व एक क्वेश्चन गला एतरे अछि कोन when did India declare itself a sovereign, democratic and republic state with the adoption of the constitution? ठीक है. January 26, 1950. Which decade was observed as the United Nations Decade for Human Rights Education? United Nations Decade for Human Rights Education. The correct answer was 1995 to 2004. 1995 to 2004. Which among the following institutions releases its quarterly All India House Price Index? ये रिलीज करे quarterly All India House Price Index. The correct answer about the Reserve Bank of India. The Reserve Bank of India. Which article of the Indian Constitution empowers the governor to promulgate ordinances when the state legislature is not in session? Which article of the Indian Constitution empowers the governor? यार टिके सम पूर्व आमे पढिथिले प्रेसिडेंट को जो पावर मिलुची promulgate ordinance पई similarly governor को to promulgate ordinance when the state legislature is not in session. The correct answer कोन होबा 213. The president पई कोन थिला 1 2 3 दीटा को रिलेट करूची रिमेंबर दिस 213 213 होची गवर्नर पई 123 होची प्रेसिडेंट पई. ठीक अछि. द मैक्सिमम एमती मने रखि परिबे जो एथरे डिजिट अछि 213 किंतु प्रेसिडेंट पई 1 2 3 मने रहला डिजिट सेम रहइबो टिके एपट सपोर्ट. The maximum gap between two sessions of Parliament of India should not be more than 6 months. Which of the following is the highest court of appeal in India? Supreme Court. Which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution contains the provisions regarding the election of president? Both mention करा जाइछि Indian Constitution रा provisions regarding the election of president. The correct answer of Article 54. Provisions of president election. Which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution deals with protection of life and personal liberty? Both mention करा जाइछि protection of life and personal liberty. The correct answer of Article 21. Protection of life and personal liberty. Which of the following parts of the Indian Constitution is titled as official language? को part को official language रो title दिया जाइछि. The correct answer of 8. Part 8. Sorry. Part कहिछि मु schedule आडे भाबुछि. Part होछि 17. ठीक अछि. Part 17 रे official language mention करा जाइछि. Clear? Next. Who among the following administers oath of office to the President of India? President को ताले किए शपथ ग्रहण कराए? तो correct answer अब Chief Justice of India. Under which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution the cultural and educational rights are granted? Cultural and educational rights are granted. Rights, educational rights, cultural rights. क्यों article रे? The correct answer अब Article 29 to 30. Article 29 to 30. ठीक है. Which of the following has recently launched radio series Matdata Junction in collaboration with All India Radio? Obviously, Election Commission of India. Election related माने Election Commission of India. Who among the following has the authority to remove the chairperson or any other member of National Human Rights Commission of India? नेशनल ह्यूमन राइट्स कमिशन ऑफ इंडिया रो चेयरमैन को हटेवार अथॉरिटी का पाखरे अछि? तो करेक्ट आंसर हो प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया। हु अमंग द फॉलोइंग वाज द फर्स्ट चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ रिपब्लिक ऑफ इंडिया आफ्टर इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ इंडिया? हु वाज द फर्स्ट चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया? तो करेक्ट आंसर हो हरिलाल जे कानिया। हरिलाल जे कानिया। How many functional items have been placed within the purview of municipalities in the 12th schedule of the Indian Constitution? केतेटा आइटम को केतेटा फंक्शनल आइटम को रखा जाइछि within the purview of municipalities? 18. Remember this 18. In which year was the Central Bureau of Investigation CBI set up by a resolution of the Ministry of Home Affairs? CBI रो एस्टाब्लिशमेंट केबे हला? Correct answer over 1963. 1963. How many members does the State Human Rights Commission have excluding chairperson? State Human Rights Commission रे केतरा member? तो correct answer over 2 member. Excluding chairperson. Excluding chairperson 2 member. Article 33 of the Indian Constitution empowers the Parliament to restrict or abrogate the fundamental rights of the members of dash. Article 33 of Indian Constitution empowers the Parliament to restrict or abrogate the fundamental rights of the members of armed forces. What is the expansion of RTGS? In payment transaction. RTGS रो full form कौन? Real time gross settlement. Real time gross settlement. Which of the following parts of the Indian Constitution instruct the citizens to protect and preserve the natural environment? Which of the following parts of the Indian Constitution instruct the citizens to protect and preserve the natural environment? The correct answer is fundamental duties. Fundamental duties. The provisions of the Panchayat Extension to the Scheduled Areas Act was enacted by the Parliament of India in the year. The correct answer is 1996. 1996. The provision of the Panchayat Extension to the Scheduled Areas Act was enacted by the Parliament of India in the year. Panchayati Raj 1993. The Financial Stability and Development Council FSDC. The Financial Stability and Development Council is chaired by the correct answer is Union Finance Minister. At present, the retirement age of the judges of High Court is 62 years. The Project Elephant was launched by the Government of India in the year. The Project Elephant was launched by the Government of India in the year 1992. Who among the following was the first governor of Odisha before India's independence? Before India's independence, Odisha first governor किए थे? Correct answer was John Austin Hobak. When was the national anthem of India adopted by the Constituent Assembly? First time adopt केबे करा गला? Correct answer was January 24, 1950. When was the national anthem of India adopted by the Constituent Assembly? January 24, 1950. The chairman and the members of the Central Administrative Tribunal are appointed by the President after having consultation with the chairman and the members of the Central Administrative Tribunal are appointed by the President after having consultations with the correct answer of Chief Justice of India. ठीक अछि Central Administrative Tribunal अपॉइंट होती प्रेसिडेंट द्वारा बट कहार कंसल्टेशंस को नहीं कि Chief Justice of India. Who can appoint a judge of a high court as an acting Chief Justice of the High Court in India? The correct answer is President of India. Which of the following parts of the Indian Constitution directs the state to separate judiciary from the executive? Which of the following parts of the Indian Constitution directs the state to separate judiciary from the executive? DPSP. ठीक अछि DPSP. Which among the following was the first state in India that was formed on linguistic basis in 1953? Linguistic basis रे first state कोटा form हला 1953 रे आंध्र प्रदेश. Correct answer आंध्र प्रदेश. Who among the following administers the oath of office to the Union Council of Ministers in India? Who among the following administers the oath of office to the Union Council of Minister in India? The correct answer was President of India. Which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution deals with financial emergency? Financial emergency. Correct answer was 360. Financial emergency 360. Dash resembles the instrument of instructions enumerated in the Government of India Act of 1935. The correct answer about DPSP. Directive principle of state policy resembles the instrument of instructions enumerated in the Government of India Act of 1935. The Second Administrative Reforms Commission (ARC) was constituted by the Government of India in 2005 under the chairmanship of Second Administrative Reforms Commission was constituted by the Government of India in 2005 under the chairmanship of M. Birappa Moli. M. Birappa Moli. Second Administrative Reforms Commission 2005 Which amendment of Indian Constitution provided constitutional status to the municipalities? Which amendment? The correct answer was 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. Which article of the Constitution of India provides for a council of ministers headed by the Prime Minister to aid and advise the President in the exercise of his functions? What article mention करा जायछि? Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister to aid and advise the President in the exercise of his functions. Article 74. Which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution contains provisions regarding the manner of election of President? Which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution contains the provisions regarding the manner of election of President? The correct answer is 55. ठीक अछि 55. Manner of election of President 55. The Rajya Sabha is also known as ताको आ कोन को आजे राज्य सभा जेमति अपर हाउस को आजे सेमिति काउंसिल ऑफ स्टेट्स मध्य को आजे काउंसिल ऑफ स्टेट्स. Who among the following is the constitutional head of India? Constitutional head of India किए President of India. How many functional items have been placed in the 11th schedule of the Indian Constitution? The correct answer about 29. 11th schedule ले केतेटा functional item mention अछि? The correct answer about 29. ठीक अछि. Next. Who among the following is the guardian of the rights and privileges of the Lok Sabha committee? Obviously, guardian word use hela puni Lok Sabha to Speaker of Lok Sabha. Which of the following committees has identified the existence of legal provisions for the implementation of some of fundamental duties in India? Which of the following committee has identified the existence of legal provisions for the implementation of some of fundamental duties in India? The correct answer is Burma Committee. Correct answer is Burma Committee. ठीक अछि. Which of the following articles of the Indian Constitution deals with right to constitutional remedies? It has constitutional remedies mane 32. Remember this. The subject local government is mentioned in which of the following lists of the 7th schedule of the Indian Constitution? Local government को जारे mention थिबो? Obviously state list रे थिबो. The Lok Sabha is also known as टिके सम पूर्वरु जानले राज्य सभा. Council of States को भी कुआ जाए, Upper House भी कुआ जाए. सेमती लोक सभा को कौन कुआ जाए? House of the People. House of the People किंबा Lower House. In India, corporate tax is an example of direct tax. Corporate tax होजी direct tax. Which of the following acts was enacted by the Parliament of India in pursuance of Article 21A of the Indian Constitution? ये तो education ऊपर है. The Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009. Which of the following parts of the Indian Constitution is justiciable in nature? Which of the following parts of the Indian Constitution is justiciable in nature? कोटा जस्टिसेबल इन नेचर तो करेक्ट आंसर हम फंडामेंटल राइट्स करेक्ट आंसर हम फंडामेंटल राइट्स व्हिच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रिप्लेस्ड प्लानिंग कमीशन इन इंडिया प्लानिंग कमीशन को किए रिप्लेस कला नीति आयोग एज पर इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया व्हाट इज द मिनिमम एलिजिबिलिटी एज फॉर बिकमिंग ए वोटर इन इंडिया वोट देवा मिनिमम एज 18 इयर्स At present, the retirement age of the judges of Supreme Court के संपूर्ण क्वेश्चन था हाई कोर्ट रिटायरमेंट एज हाई कोर्ट जज रो रिटायरमेंट एज हो 62 सिमिलरली सुप्रीम कोर्ट रो 65 इयर्स तो ये थिला 150 क्वेश्चंस या पूर्व माने पार्ट 1 रे 200 क्वेश्चंस थिला तो वीडियो केम थिला कोन लेला कमेंट बॉक्स रे कमेंट करिक निश्चित जणेबे ये गोटे कंपाइलेशन ऑफ क्वेश्चंस पॉलिटी और इकोनॉमी रो जोटा कि आपन को फ्यूचर एग्जाम्स रे बहुत काम रे आसीबो तो वीडियो टी कंप्लीट देखिथिबारु धन्यवाद।